Hello there, welcome back. It is I, Wizards, and here we are to play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The last time, well, we discovered that maybe it wasn't actually a closed room murder? Is that how we say? Well, anyway, but maybe something made the ship hang, I think that's what we say, move, so that it can actually lock the door. Who knows? Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Zero-san took a deep breath and gently slid back to the bolts. What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? You both look unhurt. Good. We're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We had something about how we're going to collide with another ship. It appears to have been a false report, though. How did that happen? There's a dense fog outside. It's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything in chaos. Passengers are screaming, crews are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of a ship at the moment. I see. Someone triggered the alarm. Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? You wicked intruder. Dressed all in black, you are the devil. Eh? You opened my traveling case. How could you? Oh, no. We didn't touch it. It was already open when we came into the cabin. Arrest this man. I know he did it. He's a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man? And he's a stowaway as well. The vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away, he's a trespasser as well as everything else. Towing away, trespassing, killing. He's right, you're devil. Doesn't look good, does it? There's a cell below deck. Bring him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Estelle. Is there nothing you can do? It's a Russian vessel. We have no direction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. It's terrible. It's a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Can I get out? Okay. Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but I just needed to investigate in here to help understand what happened to. No use. Need to find someone who will. Nobody will listen to us. Will you? Just give me a little more time. I do nothing for you, except show you way to the ship's prison cell. Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone. And trespassing and stowing away. Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues, and well, you're guilty. Ship cells is the only place fit for you. There has to be someone, some savior to rescue me from this crisis. Detective? Holmes? You got yourself into a very difficult situation here. Entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm very sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. We need some help here. That Dutchman thinks you want to show you where crowfish hibernates. What do you think you're doing? Everyone's attacking me, and I was just starting to think she was my friend. I really don't like Susato. Just because I don't know. Well, I do understand that she may be suspicious of us. But really, she's a bit, how can I say, in her head? A lock? Holmes? Please? Oh my god. Hello? What are you doing up there? Yo, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that you as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? I start to like you more and more, Sholmes. This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no, no. Well, why were you hanging from the hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish you didn't mind if it will bend that conceited-looking hook on the wall, the full of brag and bounce. I don't know whether to take this mere seriously or not. Are you again, the great detective? Oh, Inspector. Confess, I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than the hook on the wall next time. What is the report then? Speak. An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Brewery, has been solved. By me, naturally. Really? Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to eliminate all your minds. What I'm about to reveal, my great detectives greatly admire great deduction to the case. Woo. You want to team up, or will you be alright? You have solved it. Even hedgehogs understand this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing student boy. This morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is the stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. Trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Just as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. It means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Well, actually yes but no. A locked room, not a closed. What did I say again? A locked room mystery in detective stories. At this point, the room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the ball could have been thrown across from outside the cabin. Well, we actually have the proof, like, well, 5 minutes ago? You're all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all. Why are you shocked? Like, you were the one who decided to open this one. For exactly the same reason. Sato. There is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the door. The never discovered one. It gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man. You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. It's because your arms are as thick as straight trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. Oh, I can already see what will happen soon. If we have to defend, so will not be the culprit. Someone. It has to be. This lady over there. But it is. And last night the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. I guess we'll need to defend Pavlova soon. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? Are you referring to the words Casimir Summer wrote in his diary? I can hear a faint whistling sound, and what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Yes, my dear. Madam? But what does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. Snake, right? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I'm ready. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cause. Behold. We know that it's not the snake because there's no poison in Casimir's body. At least. No poison. Are you alright? Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The speckled band. The snake. Indubitably. Indubitably. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Right, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled. Looks more strippy. What did you say? It's alright. I think in this case you'd have to call it a stripe band. Wouldn't you? You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Really? It's a trap. Oh, exactly? I think perhaps it is time to explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. This can't be finished without a trial, so, yeah. To the conclusion I have drawn from the facts. Number 1. Last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number 2. The same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. He turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Thomas must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. The young woman's friend, now Mr. Sogi. Looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. We'll advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. We don't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. Everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Ooh. Prediction number 2. Intruder's identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. Oh, yes. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. She actually thinks that it might be a snake. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. Then we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally it was the friend which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected on a telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet the fact leaves us in quandary. The victim's written observation of the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, the specimen markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we give, then? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Don't look at me. It has nothing to do with any of this. But it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's soft skin. Evidently, after a stubble and horrible crime, these most deadly friends of yours shed its original skin, no? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slaved next door. Using the bell called on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. Sorry. In dim light appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. Survey the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime. It's a rare breed of snake, marking change into time, its skins. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it will be found in the deepest depths of India. Doubts. I have high doubts here. Okay, moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it will appear there were no visible signs of injury. The circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by terrible venom. Now, if we take that as a fact, you can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence of him in it at the scene of the crime. There be yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Almost but not quite imperceptible puncture, wounds left by the venomous fangs, will tell the truth. As the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. That the instant you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? Now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hear the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that travel case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. The stubborn assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. It was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your stubborn friend. Train? That's weird. Indeed, you'd put the stubborn through this ventilator and wait after a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You wouldn't know if the animal had done its duty to listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. You deny the snake has undergone such training. I don't think it is. When he slid through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs into once. And its venom will course through the victim's vein, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band and that took the poor young man's life. Can be no doubt, the logic is infallible. This concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Can we? His powerful has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. On the floor you will observe a source of milk. Mice food is the key to training any creature. Solve the mystery. Great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Sholmes has become such a household name. Well, we have a grip now, so why not take it? My dear man, was nothing remarkable. As the Russian says, I could have done it with one left hand. Will I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course, what's on your mind? Just about your deduction before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my methods, and I will answer both loudly and proudly. Well, good. First of all, snakes are air-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. My knowledge is useful to incriminate us. But well, it's also not good to incriminate someone else wrongly. Okay. You're well informed, madam. The reptiles, don't drink milk. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So I'm not sure it will be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. It was merely an example, the logic holds. But there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Oh. I'm not sure it will really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. What of the tales from Arabia? We've not heard of the snake that dances to the sound of a flute. The performers play the music in time with the snake's natural movements. I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There is one other thing. You have more. Snakes use the scales on the bellies to propel themselves. Though I'm not really sure that the snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the one in these cabins. Please don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it would have come back without help. What I'm trying to say There are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Well, it's true, but then why? What? I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruto. You don't mean we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for. Hands. Get your eyes down to your wrist again. Thank you. You've done it again. Handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see they're restored. After the walk is done, I really wish you'd leave them off. Now everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Corrected. Ooh, I love that, I love that, I love that. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. When you recall the torrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. Just have a pain expression on her face. That's true. It looks as though Kazuma-sama's death dwelling heavily on her mind. You're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, isn't it? There'll be some other way to interpret her expression. Her look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Oh, it's a cat, right? Mammal, so it's a cat. Oh, look. It looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently too. I guess it's not a snake. A pet snake. But whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Yes, when you recall these horrid events, that close scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, a simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, you in fact received that scratch sometime last night. Oh, got it. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I'm sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it is that very pain that evidences Jones's inextricable link to the victim's death. We ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that momentous night? Was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? A telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the reading serpent we see before us. Wait, so who is that snake? The red mark on the back of the Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet, on which claws might grow. Well then, that snake isn't her pet. What is? Well, the true identity of this friend of hers. I thought that it was weird for a snake to, well, bang against, the lid of her luggage. We shall follow gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Oops. We're looking over this framed photographic print, weren't you? Miss Pavlova. Let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. The frame that is... What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so why I'd contribute to the show. It's my show. Oh, can't skip. Interesting. It's the cat on that photo. Are you dumb? Oh, it's so cute. Oh, the bell. It's the same one. It was cut in half. Why? Look at that photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Thank you. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh, no, that's... The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you run away, don't you? Oh, that's cute. Okay, it's my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Like I will appear to be rich in blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observation on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, the specimen markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eye last night? Look at me. There's nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only... Yeah, no. You see that? Just took out something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. That's a bit dumb to do that. If she just left it in her pocket, no one will ever have known. Exploits like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. For the addiction was his specialty, maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, finding hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. I guess that's a scarf, in which case just what is Miss Pavlova's hiding behind her back? It's an ear. Yes. Oh. Well, it's speckled and it's a band, but what is it? Seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. That looks like a handle on the at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West apparently. Or is that a toy for cats? He has liked to chase the band around and paw at it. He didn't in particular love that sort of play. Only need to wave it in front of them, and they bounce to catch it. It's positively adorable. Oh. Can only be... Well, yes, the thing you are trying to but failing to conceal is, well, a cat's toy. The true nature of the now infamous speckled band. It was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. Their feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin. Miss Pavlova tethered to use the speckled cat's toy inside the creature to return. summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Daka. Where is Daka now? The very troublesome feline young Daka is proving to be. Must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Very cute. I think she's... Yeah, well, it might be pretty hard to be the culprit after this. It was after I gave her her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratches the back of my head and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, he had disappeared through the ventilator. Daka, she's so naughty. Oh. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it will appear there will be no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by terrible venom. Well, yeah, but no. What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma's body. That's right, but Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. It's just here. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem reports. Oh yes, I knew it was one or the other. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical cerebra is fatal. Only that gullet could be strong enough to survive that. Even Stroganoff isn't some immoral freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. So we take that as fact. We can reasonably imagine that remains evidence to film it at the scene of the crime. Maybe... Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Well, no. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yeah, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found though. Presumably, Daga didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It would have been a terrible act of misfortune. He broke his neck completely by accident. The bad folk explain it. Very hard to believe of Kazuma-sama though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Slipped? Wrist slipped? Examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. It's really an accident. Prominently visible next to the victim's body is a deposit of shoe polish. Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed which I carry now, as a matter of course. Both beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the indictable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Yasugi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Yasugi must have called his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. And by dreadful turn of misfortune, or his neck against some immovable object as he fell on the floor. suffering a fatal blow to the spine. The victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Sugi lost his life? The facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid evidence that links you to the victim's death in that... well, no. I don't believe it. This victim has merely tripped over and now he's no more. Can't be true. I refuse to accept it. And it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. And this is part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right. Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that will prove it. Here in this cabin, or in the direction that she just casts her eyes. Have a good look around. And she must be here somewhere. There's only this odd looking thing. Books? Photo? I don't know. This? These are waste paper baskets. Perhaps all the first class cabin have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this room last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there. What's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. It's the other part of the bell. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it will seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass in the floor in Mr. Sogi's cabin. As you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. So Miss Pavlova, but we considered what this tells us. What would it be the part of this glass object which was evidently broken, the scene of the victim's death? Will be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin. Wait, is that her then? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, in that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. Take it away. Is it now, Rodo? Yes. Evidence linking... well, it's obviously the picture. Portrait, if you want. Photograph. If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from darkest color, very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? The absent feline friend, Darker. Really? He really just died just because of that. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. I really lost Kazuma just because of that. Wait. Uh, um, why do I feel disgusted? Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Daka. I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. It was so fast, disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. That is how I acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yeah, I had read rules on the walls. I knew that I was not allowed Daka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, they must be sleeping. So at that point you thought it's safe to try to lure the kitten back again. I dug the end of the toy through the ventilator into the adjoining cabin. Like I always loved this toy. But it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy, tried whistling to her softly, and nothing. She didn't return. Okay, so that was the faint whistling. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. I'm thinking that it may not be only that. There was nothing else I could do, just had to wait until she had calmed down. And then... Honey passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... It was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards nothing. It was totally silence. The appearance of the brown mark on the floor. It seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Berea is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Suki was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. The combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. I had my doubts here. I'm thinking that maybe it's not just that. What became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Hidaka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case. Now she's disappeared again. Gracious, I guess this is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke up this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Hold on a minute. What about the snake? The snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova. Then whose is it, and where did it come from? Oh. It's yours. What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Broskov. Broskov? Okay. The snake belongs to you. He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I didn't expect to find him in here. How did that snake get into this cabin? The animals are not permitted on board. They are not were at sea for 1 year. Wants to be so long without close friends, without someone who understands. You find someone a little more human who understands you better. And my dear belly fellow. got your venomous tank. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. The venom. Roscoe does not... Roscoe? Yeah. Doesn't have venom. He's harmless. Very long but very gentle. He's adorable like Granny. It's venomless. Yes, now he's angry. Now he's in a bad mood, but once I feed him, you will see. Big smile. And you feed him? What exactly? Milk, I suppose? Like they say they make chickens. Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. It's mouse. Big fat round mouses. Delicious. That's what the mouse trap in the passageway out there is for. Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain, like the look in their eyes right now. He refuses to drink milk, don't hear a whistle, don't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. All the deers did something so inept, land a steering roll. It's not my fault. I didn't make up stories. My Roscoe has nothing to do with this incident. But that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Something's missing. I feel like it's not just that. I feel like there's actually a murderer. But not here, at least, I think. Do you think so too, Susato? Miss Pavlova. Understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. Please remember this. The young man lost his life. You're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies then. And no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. What are you talking about, Miss Mikotobe? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. Well, just a series of unfortunate events and accidents. I'm a great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even now I can see that it was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruto? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is you, Mr. Naruto, are simply a distraction. I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? Yes, this man was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom even. In that case, we must follow to its conclusion. Its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruto. Whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how Yuri died. And about how that scene in your cabin rig came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellence. Thank you, Mr. Naruto. So then, shall we begin? Yes. But we shall ponder first. Is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut from the inside? Was this really an unfortunate accident, or was it in fact no accident at all? This is what we must establish in the first instance. We've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the killer? No, of course not. Wait, let's just take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. This is starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. Evidence is right there, the case of Miss Cabin. It's undeniable. Well, you know what's this evidence? Well, I do. But if you want to know it, you'll have to wait until next week, because, well, we'll have to stop here for now. Even though we're pretty close to the end. Too bad. If you're curious, you'll have to wait, unfortunately. In any case, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you had a great time, and for us, we'll see each other later. Have a good day, a good night, or whatever, and see you next time. I'm a bit scared that it might be too short, like something like around 20 minutes. Will there be a trial at the end of this? Are you sure? Maybe. Maybe not. The original game, I know that there's a part with investigations and a part with trials, and you can go back to the investigation later. But in this case, I'm not really sure. I don't know if she lied. I don't know if it's her. Well, who knows? See you.